Welcome back to English 9. Good morning. Good morning. Please take a seat. Welcome back to English 9, week 2. Welcome back. So good to see everybody. How are we all doing? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, just take a seat. Yeah, I have a packet for you. Right over there. It'll be on the desk like always. So pick up the packet, please. It's called Student Learning Extension. Student Learning Extension. Please go ahead and pick that up. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome back. So glad to see you. Glad to see you're still in good health. Okay, so welcome back to English 9 online. Woo! It is week 2, and I do have a very important announcement, so I do ask that you pay attention. Today we are starting an official program from CCSD called Learning Extension Opportunity. It is a district-required curriculum, so please work on completing it every day. I can't stress that enough that they really do want us to be completing this. Unlike the work we did last week, which was completely voluntary, this is required. So at the moment, it seems like what it basically is going to be a weekly document that you can perhaps print out or find a way to edit online. I've been working on that. I haven't exactly found out a way to do that yet. But for English, on the document that they've given us, it has English, science, math, everything. I'll be focusing on the English, obviously. For the English, it basically seems that like every day you will be, 1, reading 30 minutes a day at your reading level. I've attached in this announcement links to CC Clark County's library online for ebooks, so you can go there. They have access to several ebooks. Like, actually, I was looking through it. They've got a ton, and it's very easy to get them. You can go over to Overbook, and they have a link to that as well. So please, there's no reason not to be able to read 30 minutes at your reading level. If you are watching this video, you can follow that link, and you can be able to access those books. So that's one thing. Read 30 minutes a day, and you need to log that, apparently. And then number 2, you need to respond to the questions. Sorry, you need to read an article that's part of the LEO, the Learning Extension Opportunity. So attach this announcement, and then I'm also going to put it as an assignment in Google Classroom, is the LEO. And every day they have a new article that you want to read. So you read through that article. It's like maybe 2 pages. Then there are about 2 or 3 questions after the article. You want to respond to those questions, answer them, and then finally I think there's a short writing assignment every day. It's not too much. So you just want to find a way to complete that work, log it, read the article, respond to the questions, and then complete the short writing assignment. If you can do it in Google Classroom, cool. If you want to just read it like we did with the homework, upload it to that assignment that I'll be posting every week. You can do that. If you want to do it on paper and then take pictures and upload it, that's cool too. If you want to just complete it physically and just keep it with you for now, that's cool too. I won't be grading them at this time, I believe. But seems likely that they could be graded eventually. So that's why it's really critical that you are completing them. I can't stress that enough. If you have questions, I'm going to get to it later, but I have office hours and I have email open. So if I don't clear up anything for you now, please check in with that. I'm also going to be supplementing this with a daily article about a historical figure, kind of like what we did with the homework. Somebody that I think it might be good for you to know about. So, for example, for today, I was doing some reading and research, and I found out Rodolfo Gonzalez, and he was a key figure in the Chicano movement, and especially in the 50s to, it seems like the 80s. I've never heard of him before, but his radical stances are impressive. He took a stand for himself as a human being and for his people, as being worthy of dignity and respect, and that's something I can always admire. So I'd love it if you could read that article. It's not too long. I know it's a bit long, but it's not too long. What about you guys? I think he's a guy that's worthy of being read about and learned about. I think a lot of us don't know about him. I certainly didn't. Not before yesterday. So what about you guys? Have you ever heard of him before? And what do you think of him now? If you want to respond about that in the comments in Google Classroom, wherever you're watching this, that's cool. I'd love to know. Because again, I think he's somebody it seems like we're not talking about enough. I mentioned it before, office hours will be from 8 to 2:30 every day. I'm open for email at any time, but if you want a video conference, 8 to 2:30. I have to start at 8 because I have kids. They're eating breakfast normally around 7-ish, so I need to be involved in that. But yeah, if you want a video conference, I'm happy to jump on Zoom or anything and just have a talk with you. If you want to clear up a question or anything like that, I'm very much so available for that. At the moment, I'm also considering a weekly Zoom conference, kind of like what we do with the Zakonic seminars, or maybe like Wednesday afternoon or something like that, or Wednesday morning. We'll just like have a 30-minute block where I'll be on. If anybody comes on, we'll talk. We can engage. If you guys want to turn into a social thing, that's cool. It seemed like a lot of us were like really and engage in correct seminar just because it meant an opportunity to talk and engage, and I want to be able to create opportunities for you guys to stay in contact with each other. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know, and I'll see about setting that up. We can talk about anything, articles that we've read in the week, sports, whatever, school, questions. I'm down with it. Also, keep your school spirit up. DP, you know. Sorry. I'm not sorry. But today is Spirit Week, movie day. Last night, my family and I, we watched Solo, which I've been putting off for a long time. It was okay. I'm a big Star Wars nerd, if you didn't know that. I've read a lot of the books, and it was okay. Tonight, my wife and I are planning on watching Grave of the Fireflies. We tried watching it before, and I started crying within like 5 minutes. And we were watching with our foster kids, and I was like, maybe this is not a movie we should watch with them. Because it just seemed like it's going to be really a tough one. So my plan is to watch that with her tonight. I'll let you guys know about that next day. But yeah, today's movie day. If you want to, in the comments, either on this video or in Google Classroom, tell me what movie you're planning on watching today. Maybe tell me what you watched, what you thought of it. Would you recommend it? It's movie day. Get in the spirit. It's School Spirit Week. So, that's basically it. Don't have anything else for you guys today. Again, can't stress this enough. Begin to work on the Leo. Learning extension opportunities. Again, I will be posting in Google Classroom as an assignment. It's attached to this announcement in Google Classroom. You can either print it out and work on it. I believe some places might be you might be able to pick it up at the school site. I would contact them before going and getting it, if that's so. You can work on it like digitally and just write it on paper or write it on a Google Doc and upload it to the assignment. Whatever way you find of doing it, do it. You really want to do that. And then again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that Rodolfo Gonzalez article, and then also just movie night. What are you doing? What are you doing? So, have an excellent day, you guys. I really hope you're all doing well. I hope you're keeping your spirits up. Last thing I guess I'll say is I've been doing a lot of reading. Last week I read through every Toni Morrison book that I have, finally. Song of Solomon was especially incredible to me. Can't recommend that enough. If you've never read Toni Morrison before, I would start with Song of Solomon. Maybe Bluest Eye, but Song of Solomon was just like, I might have to read it again like next week because it was really good. Just so much I could say about it, but I can't. I can't even begin to, honestly. But just the beginning, middle, end, it was engaging. Really made me think a lot. Right now I'm also reading with my wife this Children of Blood and Bone. It's basically like a fantasy series, and I'm a big fantasy guy. It's basically, the premise is fantasy, but what if we had an African background? And I think that's a culture that gets largely overlooked in our Western world, and so it's been really interesting, really engaging. Liked it a lot so far. I've been reading it really quickly, and it's been good, reading it with my wife. At the same time, I've also been reading The Warmth of Other Suns. It's freaking huge. I'm getting started. It's basically about the Great Migration, the epic story of how so many in the South, so many African Americans in the South migrated from the 1920s, 1913 to about 1970. They migrated from the South to the North. Just a massive change in that whole geopolitical spectrum, and it's really well done. I can already tell so far it's going to be a really engaging read. She's really good at just weaving stories into it and making it something where you're reading history, but you're reading about people's lives, and you're learning about their lives as you're reading about what's actually going on at that time as well. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's been an incredible read so far, and I'm really looking forward to continuing it as we go on. So, that's basically it. Again, please work on the Leo. If you have time, read that Rodolfo Gonzalez article. He's really interesting. He was a boxer. Might be interesting in some of our sports people. And then keep your school spirit up. It's movie day. Give it your best shot. Watch that movie. Tell me about it. If you're confused by this, if you don't know how to do it, if you're unsure about things, I'm happy right now to answer those emails, get back to you. Anything you need, I'm there for you. It's been an honor to be your English teacher throughout this year, and I'm looking forward to however this year ends. Wishing you all the best. I'm going to sign off from this video. The song, by the way, is Paths of the Wind by Joe Hisaishi. It's from one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies, Totoro. Have an excellent day. Have an excellent day. Remember, we wait for the bell. Wait for the bell. There it is. Have an excellent day, you guys. Please make sure the books are back on the category. Take the Leo with you. Yes, take the learning extension opportunity with you. You want to complete that packet. Have an excellent day. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have an excellent day. Have an excellent day. Cheers. Cheers. Hey, wipe that off the board. Come on.